Safety. Good afternoon. I'd like to call the Public Safety Committee meeting for January 2nd to order. Happy New Year, everyone. We'd like to start off, please, with a roll call.
Mr. Havey?
Here.
Mr. Stockin?
Here.
Mr. Barnes?
Present.
Mr. Dimick?
Here.
Mr. Harris? Mr. Healy?
Here.
Ms. Ricketts Wells?
Here.
7 present, 0 absent.
Thank you. Before we start, I just want to comment on a couple of changes for the committee for this year. I'd like to thank Legislator Sear for sitting in last year. He is not on the committee this year. I would like to welcome Legislator Ricketts Wales and the new Vice Chair, Legislator Stockin. So, welcome everyone. First, we have the approval of the minutes, December 4. Looking for a motion.
Barnes.
Thank you.
Demick will second that.
Thank you. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And those are approved. Thank you. Up first, we have Mr. Ian Jones, our District Attorney. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Happy New Year. Report's been submitted. The advantage of this report compared to most is it kind of gives us a year in review as well. And I mostly look at the felony and misdemeanor numbers. Those continue to climb little by little. They're up from last year. I anticipate that will probably continue for a number of reasons we've discussed on a number of occasions. But apart from that, if there are any questions or anything, I'm happy to take them.
Okay, questions for the DA, please. Looks like everyone's digested your
Okay.
report. It looks like your business continues to be needed.
Yeah,
And we're glad
the
to have you.
felonies, that, I think, I'm not a math whiz, I think that averages out to around 25 felonies every month, new felonies every month throughout the year, and actually that is up a little bit, because these were the figures as of 12/20, and I know we had kind of a little burst at the end of the month, so, but it certainly keeps us busy.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, we appreciate what you do.
Got one
Oh.
here now, sorry.
We have a
Should have stopped
question?
talking when I had the chance.
That's all right. Mr. Healy, go ahead.
Well, I'm going to take it easy.
No,
on
that's
you
all
today.
right.
I thought about going to the executive session to ask you some questions, but
Oh, Lord.
I think we'll just go to take it easy on you today.
Okay. Appreciate it.
How many of, approximately, how many of those people are repeat offenders, I guess, would you say?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't know off the top of my head. There are many repeat offenders. That is not uncommon. I'd have to see. We can get that data through our case management system, so I will look, because it is interesting to know that. But that is not uncommon to have repeat offenders.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Anything else for the DA?
Okay.
All right, we appreciate you, sir.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you. Up next, we have Mr. J.R. Santana Carter, our public defender, another necessary branch.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think the conflict offender wants to join me, since we don't really have much to discuss this month. Peter Degnan. But we did wanted to say Happy New Year's to everyone. Welcome the new committee members. We'll rest on our reports. We did want you to know within the next 60 days, we do plan to take action on asking your approval for the creation of a couple of positions that's 100% grant funded as part of our agreement with the state. We told them that we'd use our best efforts to create these positions and staff these positions to the fullest extent. And so we just still have a couple more meetings with the administration and HR before we can come forward with that, but that should be coming soon.
Excellent. We look forward to that. Anyone on the committee have some questions for the public defender?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Healy.
So you're keeping that great big wheel moving, turning, the wheel of justice.
That's what we'll call it, yes.
Thank you.
That's how we create discussion. Okay.
Mr. Havey?
Yes.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am, go ahead, Mrs.
You're
Burdick.
adding new positions. Do you have space for, and equipment for all these people?
Well, the good thing about when it comes to equipment is that the grants provide for that, so we'll be able to get that equipment, and we're gonna make effective, well, he's got a little better, he's got that building coming online, but we'll make room to make everyone comfortable. We love our space, so we wanna use it to the best of our ability.
Excellent. Anybody else? Okay, thank you, sir.
I will jump in and answer Mr. Healy's question about repeat offenders. I will say, I've been doing this long enough, and when I go to court, a lot of times, they'll say, I've known you longer than I've known my kids. So, I mean, it is the vast, in my opinion, the vast majority, because on this side, you get to know them, so you see them and see them and see them. And so, yeah, they've grown up with my children, and it actually exceeded that. And generationally, so you can have a father and son, so.
Negative reinforcement at work, right?
Still works, not in a positive manner, but, did that answer your question?
Okay,
I'm glad.
all right. Mr.
Thank you.
Degnan, thank you very much. Would you like to continue with this,
I'll just-
with your report,
Yep,
sir?
I'll jump in. We submitted a report. We'll have probably about 1,200 cases approximately by the end of the year. This was a little shortened, so we're busy.
Yeah, I see that.
So everything else?
Any questions for the conflict defender? You guys are making this way too easy on these folks. Thank you very
Happy
much.
New Year. Thank you very much.
Okay, we are down to Mr. Day and Mrs. Van Housen for the Fire Coordinator and EMS Coordinator, Office of Emergency Services reports. You do have their reports in your packet. However, they were called away to an active structure fire happening right now, so they couldn't be here. So if you do have questions, please reach out to them, and I'm sure they would have answers for you. Up next, Mr. Scott Granatier, Office of Probation. Sir. Good afternoon.
Good
Happy New
afternoon.
Year.
Happy New Year, everybody. Looking back at our last monthly report of 2024, numbers remain steady and no dramatic increases or decreases, pretty standard for the year of 2024. Any questions on the monthly report?
Any questions? It appears your position is still in demand.
Yes.
Job security.
Yes. I always like to, I probably don't do this enough, but it can't be overstated, just a tremendous staff, good team down there who just, behind the numbers, these numbers, there's some very dedicated individuals doing a great job, so I want to make that,
Yeah, you know, oddly
Big
enough,
statement.
as you said that, I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
You know, this is a team effort.
yep, absolutely.
I think we have a piece of business here as well.
Yes, I do have one MOE for consideration. This is a MOE for the acceptance of grant funds for our Ignition Interlock program. This came in a little bit later than expected in 2024. It came in right in December. However, the good news is it was much more than 2023-24, and that is based on conviction arrest rates that we see in the previous year. So I think, unfortunately, we're seeing that, that those numbers not go down as far as DWI offenses, but reflected here, they're being held accountable, and we're seeing reimbursement from the state on the management of Ignition Interlock program.
Okay. I take a motion for that, please?
Second move.
Thank you. And a second?
Helio, second.
Thank you. Discussion on the grant. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? And that is carried. Anything else for the director? Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
We do
Happy New Year,
appreciate it.
everybody.
Okay, we're moving through rapidly. We have the sheriff, Mr. Scott Cicerello, up next. Sir, Happy New Year and good afternoon.
Happy New Year, thank you.
This might be the fastest meeting ever.
I know, huh?
Wow. You have my reports. Any questions on those? I don't have a whole lot for you this month.
There's a lot of information on here. It takes a little time to study and digest, and I don't mean that in a negative way. We appreciate information. This is how we learn. I did have a question.
Sure.
It shows 2 panic alarm responses. Can you tell me where those were at?
I believe those were both DSS. Is that correct?
Are they DSS?
One was DSS and one was DMV.
Okay. Okay. Questions on the sheriff's report? Once again, you're making it too easy for these guys.
I don't have anything else, so if there's no questions, I'm all set.
Next chance for questions. Mr. Healy.
Anything you wish to highlight, either from the previous year, sort of like a recap of the year, or anything starting?
We'll have a comprehensive end-of-the-year report. We're working on it now, so hopefully I'll have it by the February meeting. But the 3 common things that we're looking at, it's always staffing for us. Putting people in our vacancies, that's very difficult. Not only is it difficult to get into the law enforcement field right now, it's also difficult with the restrictions on hiring. So we're very fortunate that Bobby from HR has been very helpful. We're looking at alternative solutions. That's probably our number 1 priority, looking back at the year and the year going forward. Recruitment and retention would be right up there with staffing. Our ability to go out and recruit, bring people here to our facility versus all of the others. There's so much competition right now across not only Western New York, across the state. What you're seeing at the state level with docs, they're going through some very, very difficult times right now. A lot of those docs employees are looking to leave the field. So it's very difficult across the board. When it comes to recruitment, we're also working on initiatives there. We've been very present in local high schools. We go to the local colleges and we do our very best to recruit there. It's just very, very difficult. And then lastly, we're looking at every area that we can find for grants to assist us with upgrading our current equipment, also to offset personnel costs. So those would be the top 3 things off the top of my head that I think that we'd be focusing on going forward as well.
Okay.
Mr. Barnes. Whoop.
I'd like to thank you very much, Sheriff. Sometime this, maybe coming quarter, we could get an update on radio projects and where we stand on that.
All of the radio projects you're looking at, you'd like a review?
Yes, anything that would be, it wouldn't have to be too in depth, but just the highlights of where we're at.
Okay. Well, if that's all right with you, we'll plan on having Matt Evans here with Dustin Zajac for a presentation at the next public safety meeting. Does that work for you?
Is that, Chairman, is that?
Yeah, it works for us.
Okay. We'll
Absolutely.
get it done.
Thank you. Mr. Barnes, you had a question, I believe.
Yes, with the new administration coming in Washington, or new borders are, so to speak, has New York State declared that New York State's going to not work with the administration on illegal immigrants?
I've not heard of any directives from the governor regarding that. What I will tell you, we have been in contact with the marshal's office, and they've asked us if we'd be able to house some people that were being pending extradition hearings and that type of thing, possible deportations. So we're expecting business to increase in the coming year, which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
So in other words, that right now, if the federal government comes to Allegheny County looking for illegal immigrants for whatever reason, there's no reason why we can't cooperate. Is that correct?
We follow the law. We follow federal law.
Well, federal law, but state law too, and some states are making it more difficult, and I just want to see where we stand.
We will follow the law. We will follow the federal law. If they come here and they are looking for assistance for whatever reason, we will give that to them.
Thank you very much.
Excellent. Other questions? Thank you, Sheriff. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate everything you do. Okay, next up, we have appointments to the Traffic Safety Board. The clerk of the board, Brenda Wrigley-Reilly, will brief us on that, please.
Yes, the Traffic Safety Board met, and they're recommending that Guy James, Brian Perkins, and William Weaver be reappointed. And they also requested that John Valentine would be a new appointment.
Billy, I'll move it.
Thank you. And a second?
Demick will second that.
Thank you. Any discussion on this, please?
Yes, Chairman.
Yes, Mr. Dillon.
Is Scott still here? Is anyone from your department on this traffic safety board?
Not currently, just the last couple of weeks had conversations.
You gotta push the button.
Members.
Perfect, thank you.
Sorry about that, thank you. We are not currently, however, we've had conversations in the last couple weeks of December about myself being included as a candidate for that. That will be voted on January 28th at the next meeting. I plan to attend that meeting, and I've let them know I'm more than happy to serve in any capacity they might desire for that board.
I would agree with that. I'm a longtime traffic safety board member. I was for 20 years.
Yeah.
I think it's very important to have your stop DWI involved in this.
I agree.
In a huge way.
Yep.
It's a big part of that.
And that's something that's been long precedent legacy of that, and we'd like to get that back to where it needs to be. So,
Right.
but I want to let them, as a board, take the appropriate steps, and I'm willing to be there. So,
Right. I was curious. I didn't think there was anybody, but I think that would be very helpful.
yeah.
Thanks.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. Very good. Did we vote? I guess we did, didn't we?
No.
No. Let us vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that is carried. Briefly lost my place. Okay. Unfinished business, please. New business. Good of the order. I would be interested in a motion to adjourn, please.
Barnes?
Thank you, and a second.
Demick will second.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.